Hey there, welcome to UNLV's newest sports show, Game On. The set is new, the highlights insane, and it's all coming to you from UNLV. So strap your chin strap and get ready. It's Game On. Welcome to Game On. I'm Austin Nenny.
And I'm Marcus Papp. On this episode, we'll get you caught up on all things UNLV athletics. From the softball team to track and field, the running Rebels to the golf course, this show has something for every Rebel fan.
That's true, Marcus. It's been an exciting year already for UNLV. For example, first-year women's soccer coach Michael Call led his team to their best overall winning percentage in program history. Obviously, the future is looking bright for that squad. Another team experiencing big-time success this season is the UNLV Volleyball program. In her second year at the helm, head coach Cindy Frederick has her team near the top of the Mountain West. Cassidy Forrester has the story.
Oh, a great play.
The women of UNLV Volleyball had quite a season, surpassing the anticipations of many.
I think it's been almost exceeding our expectations for the second year.
Our overall season went really well. We were very competitive throughout the entire season, and we won a lot of good games.
I'm really proud of the way that we've been playing. I think that we've surprised a lot of people. No one really expected us to be doing as well as we're doing now.
Gets another kill!
Even with back-to-back games and intense competition, it doesn't take much to keep these athletes motivated.
If the coaches are having to motivate players, there's a problem. You're recruiting the wrong kids. And I think that for our kids, I think they're motivated by the competition. They're motivated by their wanting to succeed. So there's not a whole lot that we have to do that.
There's nothing really that needs to keep me motivated just because I love the sport so much. So I'm always ready to come into practice. I'm always ready for games. And I think that goes along with our team too. I think we all just love the game. So it makes it so much easier to come out here and practice every day and play games competitively.
One of my main motivations is just looking at where we were last year in our freshman year compared to where we are now. It's just such a big difference, and it really motivates me because I can see how much of a stride we can make within 1 or 2 years and how much further we still can go.
Rebels, who won their 6th match in 8 tries in Reno earlier this season.
Although there were many obstacles, the women Rebels overcame and ended strong.
Again, the block.
They've battled through everything, and the matches that they've won and being in, they held first place for a long time, and they're in 2nd place right now. I don't think anybody expected us to do that. So I think that when you combine those moments and say, I'm just really proud of the way that they have handled this entire season.
For Game On, I'm Cassidy Blue Forrester.
Now, the volleyball team actually held on to first place in the Mountain West for a couple of weeks earlier this season. Still in great position to make some noise moving in to that conference tournament, Austin. Other teams making noise this fall, the men's and women's soccer teams. You may have heard of us talking about the women's team there in the Open, but the men have also experienced their share of success this season. Adrienne Lefebvre takes a closer look at both teams.
UNLV Soccer 2012. For the Rebels, this is one season that'll go down in the record books.
We had a good season with breaking numerous individual and team records.
We broke so many records. It was the best record we've had since I've been here. It's got some national recognition in the Mountain West region.
Throughout the season, we've been improving. When we come together and play as a team, I think we're unstoppable.
Our goal is always to make it to the conference tournament. And we've achieved that goal.
Rich Ryerson, head coach of the men's program, Michael Cole, first-year head coach of the women's squad, and their players know that team unity makes a big difference on and off the field.
The development of the guys this year has been, as a team overall, has been tremendous.
We just empower them to be better every day, be the best they can be.
I love these guys. They're my teammates. They're like family.
This year, I think we have like 7 people with goals, which is like insane. So when a team scouts us, it's not just 1 or 2 people. They need to pressure, they need to watch. It's our whole team.
The soccer squad saw their team effort pay off this season. both programs earning a spot in their respective conferences, though they fought some tough competitors along the way.
San Diego State, San Diego State.
San Diego State,
New Mexico.
The New Mexico game.
Miscommunication there, looking for some help.
And while neither team was able to bring home the title this year, there's always next season.
We've got a lot of good returning players. I think the schedule's looking great.
I think you'll see a team that's hungry again and excited to play, and they realize that every time they come out on the field, they are here to represent the university, our community, and our team, our alumni, and their family and friends in the stands. So we'll play with that type of excitement.
For Game On, this is Adrian LeFay.
Thank you, Adrian. We're going to step aside for just a moment, but when we come back, Marcus sits down with golf coach Amy Bush. Stay tuned.
Winston, just one more inning, Grandma.
Ever notice how many things today kids can do without actually moving? A whole lot of things their parents used to do the hard way. So many kids' activities today seem to leave out the activity part, which makes exercise even more important for children. In fact, new research tells us the best time to enhance bone development is during childhood and adolescence. And just getting children to walk an extra 35 minutes a day could spare them the pain of thinning bones later in life. Healthy bones come from healthy habits. Encourage your kids to get up, get out, and get moving.
Hello. Hey, Grandma, how about another grape soda?
A public service message on building strong bones for kids from the Pediatric Orthopedic Society of North America and the American Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons.
Think you found every hazard out here today? Think again. The spot you missed could be a killer. That spot on your skin could be skin cancer. Fact is, if you're a man over 50, you're in a group most likely to develop skin cancer, including melanoma, the kind that kills one person every hour. 1 in 5 Americans is likely to develop a form of skin cancer during their lifetime. That's why your best shot is to check for a spot. It's easy. Follow through and check your skin. It could be the save of a lifetime. Go to spotskincancer.org to find out how. A message from the American Academy of Dermatology.
Welcome back into Game On. I'm Marcus Paff, sitting down with head women's golf coach here at UNLV, Amy Bush. Amy, thanks for joining the show today.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate you being here. Well, let's get right to it, Amy. I guess you wrapped up your fall season at the end of October, so not too long ago, and you'll pick things again, or you'll pick things up again, I should say, coming up in February, the split season at the collegiate level. Talk to me a little bit about the fall, first of all, and how you felt your team performed.
You know, we came out preseason ranked as 45th in the country, and we went into our first event and finished 3rd place in Colorado State. So we were overall very much pleased with our results there, and then went right back into it a week later and finished 1 shot out of the lead at New Mexico. So this team continues to impress me every day that I get to do this and be their coach. So it's been a really fun season to watch them, you know, get the experiences of being in positions that we haven't been in before.
Absolutely, and I know I talked to you a little bit about it preseason. You were very excited about the golfers that you had coming back and the ones that you had coming in. Talk to me a little bit about, I guess, the goals that you set for this team and how you felt the golfers lived up to those goals this season.
Well, you know, our goal was to definitely be a top 30 program by the end of the fall. We are 38 in the country right now, so we were very, very close to that.
Close, yeah.
And you know, we set goals for each individual tournament to make sure that we're, you know, recognizing all the possibilities that could happen for our program. But you know, I think, you know, one of the main things is, you know, we had a Golfer of the Month named for Mountain West Conference. That was a huge goal for us, and anytime that we can get recognized in that fashion, it's great things for our program. So again, these student athletes continue to impress day in and day out and are doing the right things and continuing to help us reach our goals.
Yeah, and you mentioned that golfer of the month. We'll get into that a little more. You've got a special sophomore. She's actually here on set today, sophomore Dana Finkelstein.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to me a little bit about her. What makes her such a special player out on the course?
She's a competitor. You know, and you know when she's doing well and you know when she's not doing well. Yeah. And she'll talk to you about that.
Yeah.
But she's just a great golfer. She's very steady and makes sure that nothing gets in her way. And that's really what you need out on the golf course, because it is individual and we also have team. So in those two senses, she does a great job in balancing both of those for us.
No question. I want to talk a little bit about the team goals, I guess, in general. We talked a little bit about it a moment ago, but as you're preparing for a season, and you're setting those goals both for the individual and for the team, how do you go about doing that? I guess both team and individual goals. Is there a certain bar for each golfer, or talk to me a little bit about the process?
Well, definitely. You know, we always set our goals very high, as any athlete definitely should. You know, but with these student athletes, we sit down and it is an individual thing. You know, we look at theirs and go, okay, you know, where are your strengths, where are your weaknesses? Let's make sure that we work on those. And so, you know, right now being in the off season a little bit, you know, one of the main things we're working on is making sure that we can achieve our goals by getting a little bit more distance on the golf course. So we're working with our strength coach, Jason Cabo, and really working hard in the gym in this off season, so that way when we come back in the spring, we can reach our goal of being able to hit a little bit longer.
No question. And Coach, I've got you here, and I've always wanted to ask somebody in the know in the golf world about this. Golf is such a different sport from maybe your basketball or your football. I think it takes a different mentality when you're out there to be successful. When you've got a player, I don't know if I want to frame it this way, but when you've got a player that's struggling, how do you go about getting them back on track? You know, you talk about those other sports, and a lot of times coaches can get in your face or you know, just incentives or whatever it may be. But in golf, it seems like it might be a little different. Is it?
It is, because it's all mental. You know, these student athletes come to us and they're top golfers already. You know, that's why they're here. That's why they're playing Division I golf. So my role as their coach is to make sure that, one, we keep them calm. Because if, you know, as anybody knows that's played the game before, if you get really tense, it's not going to go any better than it has been going.
Oh, I know all about that.
Right?
Yeah. Yep.
So, and we talk about drawing a line in the sand, and here's your line, and now you've made the turn. You know, if you've gone from the front nine to the back nine, what can we do better? How can we work on this? So you can still recover from these things. And if it's off the golf course and we're just trying to have a short discussion about it, you know, again, it's about keeping things calm and making sure that we're not putting too much pressure on them, and making sure that they're able to bring it back and work through whatever's going on.
No question. I've got a little bit of time left, so we'll wrap it up. But let's look ahead to the spring season. Talk to me a little bit now about what you see in the spring from this team, and how can they go about improving?
Well, it's, you know, we put ourselves in a wonderful position. We're top in the Mountain West Conference, so we'll be heading into postseason with great anticipation of doing some wonderful things, and just kind of getting started again, getting a little break, but also getting ready to go.
No question. Coach, hey, thanks for joining us. That's women's head golf coach Amy Bush. We'll be right back.
At what age is the color that your skin was meant to be no longer beautiful? Every year, millions of young women try to change the skin they were born with and say they'd die for darker skin. Sadly, some actually do. Melanoma is the second most common cancer in teens and young adults 15 to 29. And one person dies from melanoma every hour. It's time. Change your thinking, not your skin. Stop tanning. Learn more at spotskincancer.org. A message from the American Academy of Dermatology.
For others, it may have just been a summer job. But for me, it was training. Now I'm an Air Force pararescueman, and my job is to save lives. Make the right choices today and be ready for the challenges tomorrow. This message is brought to you by the U.S. Air Force.
What are you doing, dear?
My finances. Every week I divide my allowance, some to spend, some to charity. But the first thing I do is set aside 10% to save for my future.
That's awfully grown up. Did you learn that in school?
No, Dad taught me. He said if you want something tomorrow, you have to save today. Dad's saving for retirement. I'm saving for a new bike.
Choose to save. To learn how to get started, get your free Power to Choose brochure.
He's a smart man, your father.
And now, another adventure with Savings Man.
Look, honey, the neighbors just bought a big screen TV.
Hey, I just got a bonus at work. Maybe we should get one too.
Hold on there.
Savings Man.
Using your bonus to secure your future by paying down debt or saving is a better way to go.
Well, I declare you're right, Savings Man.
Stay ahead by choosing to save. And don't worry about keeping up with the Joneses.
But their name is Johnson.
For more tips and tools, visit choosetosave.org today.
Hey guys, welcome back from the break. I'm joined now by sophomore golfer Dana Finkelstein. Dana, thanks so much for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
Let's talk a little bit about golf in the early stages of your life. You grew up in Arizona. When was golf first introduced in your life?
First time, probably around 11, 12. My dad took me to the driving range, and it just stuck from there. I loved it.
Was there any facet of the game that you absolutely fell in love with?
I liked going to the range and just trying to hit it as far as I could when I was little, but yeah.
Corona del Sol High School.
Mm-hmm.
What made you choose UNLV over schools like Oregon, Washington? What made UNLV special?
I wanted to stay somewhere where it was warm, where I can play golf year-round. Growing up in Arizona, I mean, it's warm all the time. I was used to it. The coaches had a lot to do with it. Coach is awesome. The practice facilities, and I don't know, when I came on campus I just kind of fell in love with it. So
we just had Coach Bush on, speaking about you. How have Coach Bush and Coach Reed, your high school coach, shaped your personal life and also your golf life?
I don't know, they've
have they had an impact outside of the golf course?
Yeah, definitely. They've definitely grown. I've grown as a person being around them. I don't know, I look up to them. I don't know.
They're just special people.
Yeah,
right?
Pretty much.
Exactly. Now, just congratulations being named Mountain West Women Golfer of the Month back in October.
Thank
you.
It's
your second time, right? Once again, past February.
Yeah.
Really, what's the main goal that you set out to accomplish every time you hit the links?
Well, I set goals in the beginning of the season. One of them was to get Golfer of the Month. The long-term goal, hopefully by April, would be Mountain West Conference or Player of the Year. It's the ultimate goal, but just try to go out and play my best every round and see what happens from there.
You have a lot of tournaments with teams and also individuals. What's the mindset? How does it different each time you go out there? What's the difference between going out as a team and then just you going out and playing your own round?
Well, when I go out as a team, it's always team first. I mean, I never think about what I'm doing individually. That just kind of happens. So it's always team first because I'm here for this team and try to do the best for them.
And what kind of preparation do you do before you go out on the golf course? Is there anything mental? I mean, obviously golf's huge mentally as well as physically. What do you do to prepare yourself?
I always like to listen to my iPod when I wake up, get a song in my head, whatever, when I press shuffle, whatever comes up first. That really helps me. I definitely learned that when I have a song in my head when I play golf, that's when I play the best, so that's what I like to do.
Do you have one golfer in particular that you look up to or you draw inspiration from?
Not really. I mean, any of the PGA Tour pros or LPGA pros I look up to. They're all like, I mean, that's what I want to eventually do, hopefully. So I just look up to all of them. They're good role models and whatnot.
Not only Dana the golfer, but Dana as a person. What do you enjoy outside of golf?
I don't know. I love to work out. That's a big one. I don't really do much. I skateboard a little bit, like around campus, but I don't know. Golf's my life.
Any certain attractions out here in Las Vegas that you love to do?
Not really.
No, just
no.
Golfing all the time?
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about goals now. You said you wanted to be Mountain West Player of the Year, correct?
Mm-hmm.
What other goals, stepping stones, can go work towards that goal?
I mean, I think in the spring they're doing like Golfer of the Week instead of month. So maybe a few more of those, that would help. And just staying like top 100 in the like overall rankings of all Division I golfers, that would help also.
And final question for us. If you had to bring someone here to UNLV, what would be your pitch?
Just the coaches are awesome. I mean, we get to play golf year-round. There's never really ever any bad weather, occasionally windy. Practice facilities are awesome. It's a great campus. And
perfect.
Yeah.
Well, Dana, thank you so much for joining us today. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, more of Game On. Stay with us.
If you could see anything in the world, what would it be?
I'd love to see Paris.
I like to see cupcakes falling from the sky.
My daughter, married and happy.
I want to see things the way I used to.
Chances are, someone you love may one day be affected by macular degeneration or glaucoma. Log on to seeabettertomorrow.org or call 1-800-437-2423 to learn about glaucoma and macular degeneration. Call 1-800-437-2423 or log on to seeabettertomorrow.org.
I just want to see more of the things I love.
We had been called up for the first time. Wildfires were getting close to homes. At that moment, I got my first taste of just how important the Guard is.
Be there for your community at NationalGuard.com.
Something's not right.
My first symptoms were
constant tingling in my toes.
My legs, sometimes they'll go numb.
Had double vision. They said you have multiple sclerosis.
Well, the beginning is the hardest time.
Kind of had to get a grasp on reality.
I had to adapt and change very rapidly.
I had to learn how to drive with my hands. Yeah, that was interesting.
I was a dancer. I don't see walking the way I walk any different than doing a dance. It just looks different. It's a different dance.
You see me have an off day, it doesn't take away from who I am.
A symptom may cause you not to be able to do that anymore. And at one point, I wasn't able to do any of those.
But I would exercise every day.
Since I've been cycling, it's definitely helped my walking.
To make a lot of changes in my life and just adapt to it.
I'm going to acknowledge its presence. I'm not going to discount it. But at the same time, I'm going to try my best to not let it stop me.
It's a fantastic opportunity to be working together with a common goal of curing MS, and sharing is the key.
Welcome back to Game On. Well, a season can culminate in one special play, a game, won or lost from a single shot. Time now for this semester's top plays with Marcus Paff. Marcus?
Hey, thanks, Austin. Taking a look at some of the top plays of the semester now, where we'll start in women's basketball. It's Armani Haynes, the freshman point guard, as the Lady Rebs take on the Pac-12's Arizona Wildcats. Here you get a look at it early in the first half. Haynes grabbing the Arizona miss, looks down court to find fellow youngster Amy Calloway up with a smooth finish. Lady Rebs fall by just a point in that game. Number 7, the volleyball court. UNLV takes on Utah Valley. Kola Falamaka sets up sophomore Darren Glenn for the kill. That made it 24-19 in the third set. Rebs finish it out one play later. Number 6, men's soccer. UNLV and Canisius. The goal to knot the score at 1. Golden Griffins had just taken a 1-0 advantage. Nice answer by the Rebs to find the back of the net. They go on to win 5-1. Number 5, Runnin' Rebel basketball. There you see Kaiten Reinhardt, the super freshman, looking up court to find Anthony Marshall, the senior with attitude. Stumbles at the end, but you know what? He'd be all right. Roll the ankle. He's good to go. Rebs go on to win that game. Back to the soccer field. This time it's the women as Macy Jo Harrison on the free kick. The deflection is in and finds the back of the net. Rebs would again go on to win there 1-0. Denali Mernan, actually the one to deflect that. Women's hoops again, Armani Haynes one more time. This time it's Elena Cesars down the floor, up and with a nice finish. Lady Rebs would win that game 58-52. Number 2, it's volleyball. Steph Thielen getting in on the fun this time for UNLV. Thielen's kill was the final point in a 3-set sweep of New Mexico. And the Runnin' Rebels one more time. Mike Mosier, the All-American candidate in the preseason, finds freshman Anthony Bennett with the smooth finish, 92-54 your final. Rebs go on to win. Well, that's a look at the top plays for the semester. Austin, let's send it back over to you and a look at what's upcoming.
Thank you, Marcus. Take a look at the upcoming events in the spring of 2013. First, it starts on January 12th. Track and field schedule gets underway with UNLV Winter All-Comers Meet. UNLV will host 3 meets in the spring of 2013, 2 in March and 1 in April. The Mountain West Championships will also be held at UNLV this year, May 9th through the 11th. February 8th, 9th, and 10th, Rebels softball season starts at Eller Media Stadium. Men's golf spring season starts with a trip to Hawaii for the Johns Byrne Intercollegiate at Turtle Bay, February 20th, 21st, and 22nd. And women's golf spring season begins with the Cal Invite at Pleasanton, California. April, spring football. Spring football culminates with spring football scrimmage, the date to still be decided. Well, that wraps up our show for today. I'm Austin Ennie.
And I'm Marcus Paff. Make sure to stay tuned for the upcoming episodes. That'll be coming up right here in the spring, featuring a lot of UNLV Runnin' Rebel basketball. Austin, a lot of credit for that mouthful you just read there of upcoming events.
UNLV, you take care, and we will see you next semester.
Good night.